Well, SRAM have just released their new remote shifters, or blips if you want to call them that. And what these are, they're a completely wireless system. So what that does is it gets rid of the old system where they had a blip box and you had to run wires from that blip box, and the blip box connected wirelessly to your 12-speed access system. But what these new ones do, these new remote shifters, they're completely separate and there's no wires between them, and each one has to be paired to the Access 12-speed system. So basically you can just either clip them on using the handlebar clips anywhere you like, or you can just Velcro them on wherever you like. Very, very easy to install. But one of the unusual things SRAM's done with this blip is that they've made them a consumable item. So once the battery is discharged, it's a throwaway product. There's no changing the battery, which is a coin battery, or recharging them. They're saying at this point in time they're going to last 7 years. And there is suggestion that there may be some sort of redemption system where you send them back to SRAM, and what they'll do is then there'll be some redemption that will be applied to their new product, which obviously is a new type of remote blip system that then you get. Now this is actually quite interesting because it kind of indicates the way SRAM is heading, because they also have this system with their crankset. So let's just have a bit of a discussion about why is SRAM doing this and where do we think they may be going in the future. Now, probably just to start off this conversation a little bit differently, I will talk about applications that are on the internet that we use, and a lot of these applications are going away from a once-off purchase cost to a subscription type system, and they're a lot more beneficial to the manufacturer, because instead of them having to sell a product and then people have got this for X amount of time, and really to make them buy something again you need to have a new developed product. With that, what they can do is they have a subscription, and then they get this passive amount of money every month or every year. It just gets turned over, and they just work on their product and release it whenever. They don't have to entice people by having a new product to go out and spend their money, because they're getting this constant subscription all the time. And I think that SRAM might be moving to this model. And the reason why I say that is because the way they're making their products are basically like an exchange product. So what will happen is when your front chain rings wear out on your crankset, you send your crankset in, or they send you, or once you prove to them that you need a new one that's worn out, then the subscription might give you an allocation, and somehow you get the new product or swap it for the old one. It's like an redemption system, and you get it at a much reduced price because you've got a subscription, or you may not even have to pay it for it at all, and you're entitled to some sort of amount of products over that year. Now, companies really like this because they're getting a continuous payment. So you kind of become like a member or a team of that company. And then what will happen is that you will get products as they come out. You will have access to products at either lower prices, or you can exchange your old equipment for the new equipment. So therefore, they're somehow recycling or how should I say, disposing of it appropriately in this greener world that we're moving to. And it's quite an unusual model, but I think we might be seeing the tip of the iceberg, and SRAM is testing the market at the moment. Now, SRAM also is buying a lot more stuff on the market. They're trying to make their whole group set a complete system, because they're buying computers now. They've bought Hammerhead, and they've bought pedals from Time, and they've also got their group set, they've got their wheels. The only thing they're really not making at the moment is the frames. So everything else they're starting to offer. Okay, they haven't got lights yet, but it would be pretty easy for them to buy out a light company and offer all of these accessories. And what they could do is they could have all of these products that they integrate with each other and talk to each other. And because it's also a software-based system, because you're a subscriber and you pay your monthly fee or your annual fee, you get access to all of this stuff and all this connectivity. Now, the reason the reason why I do really feel that they're moving this way, because if you're selling products to a consumer and they only have a certain lifespan, then it makes that product pretty damn useless in the future. It's like if you've got a crankset and the chain rings are worn and you try to sell the bike, people go, well, I can't get some new chain rings and replace it, because you can't get them. You have to send it back to SRAM. And I don't want to do that. I just want to buy the bike and ride it. Or I'm buying this triathlon bike, and how long have you had it? 5 years. Oh, the blips could just go at any time. So it makes it, on the second-hand market, very, very difficult to sell the product. So this is why I think SRAM has got something up their sleeve. There's something coming extra with this swapping equipment out. And if you've watched GC Performance, he was even suggesting that the battery packs now that are rechargeable on the derailleurs, there might be some sort of system where those batteries are non-rechargeable and they're a sealed unit, and they bring down the weight of the group sets in some way. That could be true. I don't know if they'll go that far. The system they've got now is pretty good, I think. But yeah, if they wanted to reduce weight and they wanted to make the batteries more efficient, they could make these sealed batteries that fit directly into the rear derailleur and front derailleur. But it is interesting that they are making these products a throwaway device, or a device that needs to be sent back to SRAM at the end of life, because it puts people off buying it. Like if I'm buying something and it's only going to last, I know it's only going to last 7 years at the maximum, probably maybe 5 to 7 years, then a lot of people will go, well, what happens in 5 or 7 years? What am I going to do? I mean, I've got this bike and now my little blip shifters don't work as advertised. I haven't got any brake levers. I've designed the whole bike around these blip shifters to change my gears, and now they don't work because they've gone flat and they're finished. I can't recharge them, I can't replace the battery, can't do anything. So I don't know how SRAM is going to offer this in the future, because we have seen that manufacturers over a 5-year period discontinue products. So it's I don't know really how this is going to really sound like a good idea unless they have something extra there that they're offering, as I said, like a subscription. And because you're a subscription and you're a gold star member of SRAM, you will get looked after. In some way, we will make sure that stuff is back compatible with your products. So this is the way I think that these companies are going to go, because buying just a product, like in the way we buy products now, making stuff that at the point of purchase we know it's going to be useless in a certain amount of time. It's not that it's broken or we've smashed it. It will just be, it'll be a disposable item. Well, guys, let me know what you think down below, because we can really speculate a lot about what SRAM's thinking. And I do think that they are looking at a different business model into the future, and they want to have a complete bicycle system or business, and they also want to encourage people to buy in to the SRAM products rather than just buy a SRAM product. They want them to buy into the infrastructure. They want them to buy into the whole product line. And of course, if you have a subscription base, then if you want to step out of that product and go to a different product, then what it does is it's going to either cost you more, or then you won't have access to the interconnectivity or the discounts that subscription will give you. So let's just say you wanted some new pedals. The pedals they're offering will give you a much lower price because you're a gold member or whatever, or power meters or whatever will be a much lower price, or even the whole group set might be a lower price, and you can upgrade cheaper. So instead of you saying, oh look, I want the new 13 speed because that's just come out and I've got to spend X amount of money, what they'll do is because you've got a subscription based system, what you'll do is you'll pay a base fee, and then you'll have access to their group sets by paying a little bit extra, so which will be much less than what we're paying now. So that's where I think SRAM are thinking of going into the future. Well, anyway, guys, that's where I'm going to leave it. So smash that like button and also the subscription button if you like these sorts of videos. And I will see you next vid. Cheers.
Mm-hmm.